The first day of May, el primer de May, May 1st, 2017. Good morning. And at this time, I'd like to welcome Stephanie Lynn in the casa. Woohoo!
Stephanie Lynn and her own energy.
I haven't heard that. And her own energy. Good morning, Stephanie. How are you doing?
Well, actually, I need energy because we played last night in Austin, and I knew they were going to go ahead and come and do this interview in the morning. So they've been working me.
And that's good. That's good that you're keeping busy, Stephanie. That's what it's all about. What a comeback. What's that?
Yeah. And I'm excited. And I was like, okay, I already know what I'm supposed to do. We're supposed to get that radio, get the radio promotions, do the interviews, do the shows. And then whenever it started, this weekend was the first weekend in years that I have performed 3 days consecutively and doing interviews as well. So it kicked my booty. It was hard.
Stephanie, pero verdad, nobody said this was easy.
No, not at all.
Nobody said this was easy whatsoever, verdad?
No, not at all. And it's kind of a different deal because you can lose weight and get that try to get the image thing going, but you got to also get your training, your vocals, the stamina of the show. It's different.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course it is.
It's just, so it's almost kind of like a different type of working out that you need.
Stephanie, you've been in the music business a long time. I consider you a female Tejana icon because you are.
Thank you very much, sir. Coming from you, that's thank you very much.
Stephanie, the truth is the truth, and even more so, I was listening to your new single, which we're going to be playing here in just a little bit. I was listening to your new single, and I don't even got to know it's your new single, La Pura Voz.
Really?
You know it's you.
Thank you.
You know it's you, and that's hard to do. To have people recognize your voice saying, that's Stephanie Lynn. That's hard to do, ¿verdad?
I really got to give a lot of credit to Hugo Guerrero. Because when we did the production, and then also, of course, to the songwriter Beto Ramon. Because whenever we did this, Hugo really zeroed in, okay, I'm going to record Stephanie Lynn. But I really appreciate the fact that he's like, but I want to collaborate with her sound. And I appreciated that
sure.
Instead of just packaging, putting a bow on it, and and saying this is my sound and let me stick her out there. I appreciate the respect that he gave me to collaborate his production with my sound. And then so kind of went back to the basics. So
but Stephanie, really I check out some of your videos on YouTube. When you were performing with Johnny Canales, yeah. I think they're awesome. I really do, man. And you're pumping it, man. You're dancing and moving and doing your thing. You're working it. And
I'm going to tell you a little secret that I've never told anybody. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Stephanie Lynn's going to say it. Sometimes, I'll stay up real late and I go on YouTube and I check them out when I was performing with my brothers. And my son and my husband will be asleep, and I go into my closet, and I'll be wearing my pajamas, but I go into my closet and I get some high heels, and I sing along with the shows that I did, and I'm like trying to do all the dance steps, and then sometimes I'm like, oh my God, how did she do it? And then I'm like, I try to be all cool. And so then my husband doesn't know, and I'll do I'm like, they're singing, I'm like trying to do, high energy. And then all of a sudden, now of course, that's also with a couple of margaritas. And then in the morning, whenever I would do that, whenever I would wake up, I would be lying down and I would be like, I can't move. I cannot move my body. My legs would be so sore, so I would have my own little workouts. And then I would say, God, I always call her. I would say, wow, she was great, So.
But that's why it was called High Energy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
There's nothing boring about you, Stephanie. That's for damn sure. Pero verdad que, so many bands that performed on Johnny Canales, and for you to be a part of it. And like I said, I love the outfit that you were wearing on the same outfit that you had on your CD cover.
Yes. Yes.
There we go.
Very much so. The little silver dress.
The little disco dress.
And it's so sad because my mother took it to the cleaners and she told them not to be careful because it was all sequins. And they gave the dress back and they had accidentally stripped all the little silver sequins off of that little dress. So I guess it was time for us to retire. So just like the basketball players, it's hung at the house. So we had a ceremony and raised the dress without sequins. I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
Anything for ratings.
Anything for a barbecue with the family. We're retiring Stephanie's little pegadita dress.
No, Stephanie, I know that you were working with Q Productions. Are you still tied in with Q Productions, or you gone on your merry way?
And that was Mr. Quintanilla. I'm sorry, I'm always sweating. Mr. Quintanilla was. Is this okay?
Yes.
Okay,
Definitely.
Mr. Quintanilla, I really appreciate it because actually he brought me back, and so it was. It was wonderful to do I did Back to the Roots, which was awesome. We had a great time recording. I will always be indebted to him. But, honestly, just like life happens, two things happened. My husband got very ill, and I was in a major car accident. And so I had to take care of, I was in a very serious car accident.
What happened, Stephanie?
I was at a stop sign in Del Rio. I live in Del Rio, and an old truck hit me 60 miles an hour from the back. So all I remember is all the windows just combusting and shattering. And so I went into shock. I had a concussion, and after that I suffered a pinched nerve, a herniated disc, and that pinched nerve affects my right leg, and it's going to be like that for the rest of my life. So.
But for you to survive something like that,
yes, I feel very good. Yeah, I was just at a stop sign, and all of a sudden, I just felt like it's earth shattering to hear.
It rear-ended you.
Yes, and 60 miles an hour. Mm-hmm. So
was he drunk? Was he on drugs?
The people were saying things because actually he tried to flee, and just because I live in a small town, a friend of ours happened to be driving and witnessed it, and blocked him. And cornered him and called the cops and called my husband to because he was like, "Are you okay?" And I told him yes.
Did this happen in Eagle Pass?
Del Rio.
Del Rio.
And I was just in shock. So of course I went to the hospital. I was in the hospital and so forth.
How long were you at the hospital?
I don't even remember because I guess within a week. But
you're very lucky.
Yes, and there are some things that I've had to, within those years from 2014 to now 2017, medically I've had to deal with. But, we all have a lot. Each and every one of us goes through a lot. So, I don't like to harbor on just the things I go through. I don't know. Everybody else.
Of course. But like I said, Stephanie, you're very, very lucky to survive something like that.
It pushed me 50 yards.
It what now?
It pushed me 50 yards. Or 50 feet. I don't even know what the different yards mean.
Wow.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter, man. It's 60 miles an hour.
Yeah, and no break or nothing. What he said is that he looked down and that there was a bee that was trying to sting him or something like that. But there was no like, I'm going to slow down because I'm going to rear end this, my Jeep. He just went 60 miles an hour, and like I said, with the impact, all my windows combusted, they shattered, and I'll never forget that. Like I said, that earth-shattering noise.
Of course. Did you have to do any rehab or anything?
Yeah, I had neurologists and went to doctors and therapy, and I still do, But even with therapy, there's a lot of things that I've learned that, you can do therapy at your house and so forth.
And look at you today, and now you're performing. You're out there back.
So that's why whenever I sang this weekend, I was like, you know what I need to do? I need to get sponsored by Bengay. I'll keep moving. And the hardest thing was to put my little feet in those high heels this weekend. I'm like, oh, my poor little toes.
Stephanie, I've always said the hardest thing in this world today is when you're out there driving, you got to be a defensive. You got to be looking around, man. Porque nunca sabes.
And my dad would always say, it's not that, we don't trust, when we were young, like, I want to drive. It's not that we don't trust you. You always have to be ahead of the traffic, looking and so forth. So being at a stop sign and just, having just somebody just come out of the blue 60 miles an hour was, just unexpected.
Sure.
And actually, to be honest with you, I went into a state of shock for a while, and it was very hard for me to speak. I could speak, but it was very hard for my mental process to articulate what I wanted to say. So I just pushed myself, you know. Nobody's going to stop me from talking. Ain't nobody going to stop this mouth.
Even so, 60, 80, or 100 miles an hour.
No, but you know, I also have to say, you know, through the grace of God and so forth. But one thing also that has always been one of my inspirations, my father's very ill, you know, terminally ill. So, you know, I look at my father, it's an inspiration that never, you know, he's always like, he's real raza. So he's like, hey, you know, I'm going to continue. You know, even if I'm sick, I'm going to keep going. So I look at my father and what he's endured. So, you know, para mí eso no es nada lo que pasé.
Stephanie, how are your brothers doing?
They are doing fantastic.
See?
Yeah, wonderful.
Where do they live?
Where do they live? Well, we all live in a little shoe. Just kidding. Because it was Bobby, Rick, and Carlos. My brother Bobby is taking care of my parents. My two brothers live here in San Antonio, and my younger brother lives in Houston.
Okay, so they're scattered. They're scattered out.
Yeah, and they have very, very good careers. You know, but just the other day, my brother Rick that did Lowrider, he went over there to go perform with me, and we went live, and I was joking with him because he was live with me, and then I said, here I am right now, it's Stephanie, Lynn, and then he goes, and hi, and he was like, I didn't mean it, no más salió, you know, high energy.
Sure.
Yeah, because we used to have it, you know, we used to make sure that we queued it up, Stephanie, Lynn, and high energy, and so it was fun.
Stephanie, how difficult was it, like, to be touring, being on the road with your brothers?
Sure.
That's a lot of maintenance.
Very much so. Yeah.
That's a lot of maintenance, man, because not only your band, now you got your brothers, you got yourself, you're on the road, you're talking hotel rooms, comida, y todo el guato, and to get ready, get coordinated for the event, it's a lot.
Well, we paid our dues. There was a lot of times there was no hotels, you know, so we just knew how to work it in a van and take turns changing, and then you know, try to go early in the sound check, and everybody would go to the restrooms and kind of like do a bird bath, you know, and
do a bird bath.
Fake it to make it.
Now, Johnny Canales, te trató muy bien.
Oh my God, you know, I know he loved everybody out, but I always wanted to feel that I was special.
Okay.
Because he loved it. He would like, ay, te vas a mover, you know, el mover, and you know, he just loved it. He liked the choreography because I know that there was a lot of artists that, you know, that had a lot of choreography, but it was original to have like a band and to have you know, a choreography with me and my brothers, and that be, you know, included with it, you know. So, but my dad, you know, he grew up, you know, in the, you know, the Temptations, the Supremes.
Sure.
So he, you know, he liked that, you know. So we had started, and the reason why my dad had even incorporated my brothers is that whenever I started, for him to do a track show and have my brothers do like modeling like the Supremes and the Temptations, it helped to catapult me so that we could keep our overhead low, because I didn't have a band, and I was able to open up for Maz, and Maz would take us everywhere. So it was just me and my brothers and my mom and dad in a van, you know, and if we had to share one hotel room, you know, we would. So Joe Lopez and Jimmy would take us everywhere. So our expenses were very low, you know, until we were able to evolve into getting a band with that. So it was purposely structured, you know.
That's awesome. Stephanie, now you've got a new project going on. What's going on with Stephanie Lynn today? I know you sent me your brand new MP3, brand new single, but is your whole CD completed or not yet? No.
You know, this time around I want to do something different. Is that the industry has changed so much as far as like CDs and, you know, doing the whole CD, iTunes, all this. So I don't feel pressure to have to completely complete the CD. I want to take every song and really do the song that I want to do, every song. But I'm already working on my next one. The next song.
And you're very right. The industry has changed nowadays.
I don't want to, for the sake of having to complete a CD, I don't want to put songs that are just fillers.
Right. You're going to take your time and do it.
And I'm already here, so there's a couple of things that I can make decisions on. So let's do the songs that we want to do, you know.
Okay, well, talk to me about your brand new single.
Todo Mi Amor, written by Beto Ramon, which also wrote Ojos Para Ti, and Ojos Para Ti, Well, he wrote Que me lleven canciones.
Well, he wrote many songs, no doubt.
And so, so he wrote Todo Mi Amor. But one thing I've always loved, songs, that are chosen for, we choose. I've always enjoyed singing love songs. And I'm not trying to talk about anybody's songs or anything like that. But I've never been the type of person that's like, I'm going to go with this guy and I'm going to leave you, or I saw you with this other woman. No, I like love.
Stephanie, I cannot remember, correct me if I'm wrong in this, I cannot remember of you ever having a single with the accordion like this song.
I've never been, I've always
been
more progressive.
Put a keyboard and, but this one's got some solid
that was
accordion.
One thing that I really, and that was by Pumba, our accordion player, Rafael Flores, with Guy says, that was one thing that I really wanted. Because whenever I recorded, they wanted me more, progressive Tejano, but I always wanted accordion in it. I wanted them both.
Sure.
And I always felt like I was, like, no, you got to be this or you got to be that, and it's like, Who
are you recording with?
Well, actually, there's no label, but it's
you're doing your own thing. It's your own project.
It's a management company.
That's awesome.
It's Entertainment and Mouse, which is Wild Bill Perkins, and working with Nightmare Audio, which is Hugo Guerrero, the Charanga King. So it was.
Stephanie, everybody's doing their own thing. That's the way the world right now. Even con más ganas in the world of Tejano music, everybody's taking it upon themselves. So now you got total control of your own project. And you can do it your way.
What I like is that we're able right now in this time and age to customize what we want to do in our career.
Of course.
So, and it's got to fit for that person, instead of doing the mass production. Mass production. We got a new artist, let's do this. New artist, the whole, mass production line. So everybody has their careers that are, that are customized for them. I like it. There's a lot of good stuff going on.
Let me ask you this. How many days did it take you in the studio to knock the single out?
It took me 30 minutes.
30 minutes?
Mm-hmm.
Woohoo!
Yeah, Hugo turned around and he goes, and excuse my French, he was like, he goes, I pride myself in the studio to take direction. And then Hugo turns around and he's, okay, I need for you to do this. I concentrate. And so then Hugo just turns around and goes, Chingo, Stephanie, that's pesada. 30 minutes.
We're talking about a brand new single. Let's go ahead and play it. Stephanie Lynn's brand new single, Todo Mi Amor, right here on RRR Radio. Good morning. I'm here with Stephanie Lynn.
Woo-hoo! And high energy.
Awesome. Here we go. We're like on about a 9-second delay.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry.
That's all right. It's internet
radio.
But
that's true.
It's internet radio.
But you can hear Hugo saying that. Sorry. You know what's going on? Now that I wear contacts, I can't see close. I need to buy reading glasses, Robert. What's happening to me?
Let's see.
Huh?
What were you saying?
I said, I'm wearing my contacts. I said, well, they're just clear.
Ah.
No, but what I was saying is that I'm trying to read, and then I said, now I need reading glasses porque no puedo ver cerquita. I'm like, what's happening to me, Robert? What is going on?